With the name of Allah Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear student, friend, follower, we have already discussed about Plato, Socrates, and both, masters, students. Today we are going to discuss about another philosopher. So the name of this philosopher is Aristotle. Aristotle, he was born in Stygia, that's you could say north of the Greece, and he was born on 384 BC, before Common Era, and he was died round about 322 BCE. Today we are going to discuss the life of Aristotle, history life of Aristotle. We'll discuss his work. We'll discuss what is the difference between idealism and realism. Dear student, I have already taught you about idealism and realism. Idealism means that whatever you see, it's mere projections or reflection of the ideas. According to Plato, whatever you see, it's not reality. The reality is in the form of idea that is somewhere else. This word is itself a copy. So he says, whatever you see, it's not in fact real. Real word is the word of ideas. Further, he explains that if you really want to get or you want to know about what is reality, you must think that idea like revenge, idea like thoughts, or whatever you see in front of you. So idea you even don't see, but they have their existence. Talk about the revenge, talk about beliefs. So these things we can't see, but they have their existence. So Plato proved his philosophy with various theories as well. So he has given one of theory like a cave theory. In this he explained how some people, they are in a cave. Once one comes out and he see reality, he started telling to other make fun of him. The same way, if you want to select people for democracy, or you say that you want that somebody should be selected through democracy, as Socrates, he said that self-analysis is the best way to analyze yourself. Only thing I know nothing. So talk about the master, the teacher of Plato, Socrates. He says that doubt is the origin of knowledge. As in Athens, Greece, what happened? He started telling to people, what is reality? Why do you worship gods? You know that these gods are fighting with each other. How can they be God? They are like human being. So he started making people to think. So this way, they started against this man. They even criticized Socrates. What Socrates is doing? He is just deviating young minds. So he says that if you want to select some people for just like your political leader, or you want to select a king, what you need to see in that king. So the people should train enough to select people for their representative. If people don't know about whom to select, what to select, how can you say that it's a perfect democracy? So he even gives example like talk about the person who is just giving you sweet, and there's a doctor or physician, so whose physician can prove through logic reason that I'm just shopkeeper. I'm serving you like giving you sweet, so I am a good as compared to doctor or teachers. So this way, sophist, as already I taught you, what sophists were doing that time, they were just convincing people. They say that as long as you convince people, you are right. So the standard for the truthness was that if you are convincing other person, you are persuading people, as long as you are capable enough to persuade other, convince other, you are good. That was the standard of the sophist, and they were hired people by the political leaders. They go place to place, they teach philosophy, rhetoric, or how to persuade, convince people. But later, Socrates, he rejected all these. So now Plato is over here. What Plato say, what you see, it's not reality. He says that art is a source of imitation. We imitate what we see in art, like especially poetry and painting. He said the poetry and painting are same. So what poet and painter say, they just imitate. Whatever you have in front of you, you imitate. And talk about the carpenter, he, you know that he prepare a kind of chair. So the real chair is in the mind, and whatever he's producing, it's just a copy. The person who is going to write on it, he is mere doing the copy of copy. So it is the copy, whatever you have object, it's a twice away from reality. So no talk about, he even you know that he even lays some charges against poetry. He says that poetry is not good, poetry deviates young people. He keeping certain ideas in the mind. You know, that time the people, they were taking Homer as a model. So Homer was taught in the schools as well. The teacher they were teaching, they were taking Homer as a model. So he says that Homer should not be taught in the school, because in a lot of the poems it is just demoralizing the young people, and they are talking about the goddesses, they're fighting with each other, and they are also teaching about chivalry, fighting, and taking student away from teaching, or you could say reading or writing or what they want, because he was a teacher and he want that instead of fighting chivalry or something like that, students should learn something. So he says that poetry is not good because poetry deviates the young people. He takes certain example in a way to criticize poetry. After that, Aristotle comes, and Aristotle, as I have told you, Aristotle, he was born around about 384 BCE and died in 322 BCE. So he was born in Stygira, and when round about he was 13, his parents died, especially his father died. His father's name was Nicomachus. He was died, and his uncle, he brought him up, and after that he was sent to the Athens, Greece, where he joined Plato's academy, and he lived over there. He started learning, and around about 30 he learned. He was a very good student in Plato's academy. Even Plato admired him. Plato says that you are really a star of our academy, and he used to admire him. He used to talk about logic, zoology, botany, biology, mathematics, geometry, knowledge, and something like that. He even discuss with his teacher as well. And you know that when student discuss something, he debates, he discuss. His teacher knows and that he has something. Plato used to admire him, but he has some difference. He has some difference, just like in certain point, idealism and realism. These two philosophy, they are having two teacher-student philosophy, but they have some difference. With little difference, they had a good relation. He used to talk to him, and he has learned a lot of knowledge, especially from the Plato. Plato was his teacher. He joined, and he lived there in academy round about 13 when he joined, and about 17, around about 13 when his father died, and around about 17 when he went to the Plato's academy and lived there round about his age was 30. So he was interested he should be given a directorship of this academy. But when Plato died, ultimately the directorship was given to the nephew of Plato. So he was very dejected, and ultimately comes back, and later he got the job of tutorship. He started serving as the tutor of Alexander the Great. Alexander's father, Philip II, he selected him as a tutor because he was very prominent over there as a good teacher. So he started teaching him about ethics, moralities, geometry, and something, because his father was a king, and he has to get this succession, and that is why he was taught about how to behave with the people, what is ethic, what is geometry, how to manage the states, about the politics, something like that. He learned a lot. And once upon a time, what happened, Alexander the Great, he occupied a lot of, you could say, areas, and he even occupied the area of, as you could say, town of Aristotle's. And once upon a time, Alexander the Great said, "You are my teacher. Ask me what you want. I'll give you. So he says that I love my towns, and I've been the inhabitant of these towns. I want that you should free this town. So ultimately, that was released, and later Aristotle and Plato, they have some difference, as we are going to discuss about this. The philosophy of realism and philosophy of idealism. According to Plato, whatever we see, it is just a copy or projection. The real thing is somewhere else, that is in the mind, that is in the form of idea. And he says in his book Republic, he even discarded especially the poets, because the poets are not good people. They are deviating. They are not doing some empirical, practical ideas, because they are not having some practical idea, the knowledge of science, philosophy and something like that. That is a good knowledge. And after that, he even criticizes poetry. He says in Republic that poets are not welcome, because they are just imitating, or just making copy of copy. So they are not welcome. He even rejected painter and poets like that. They are not good people. They should be abolished. And he says that if we want to create ideal state, we need to remove possessions. There should be no mine. This is my book. These are my parents. This is my child. Is my mobile. It's my. He says that we should remove possessions. So that is how we can create ideal state. And poets are not welcome in my ideal state. But he created utopian land. And then Aristotle comes. He says that whatever the world you live in, this is the reality. The reality is not somewhere else, or in the form of idea, or in the mind, or whatever you are expecting, and you live in a utopian world. This is not reality. He said the reality is where we living in. So this is the word. The word he even pointed out he touches certain thing. So look at this. This is reality. He shows with his hands. He even touched the things, and he started saying to the people that this is the reality. He has given philosophy of realism. A lot of people joined him. A lot of people started joining him, even following his philosophy. Even a lot of the Christian people, they were influenced later. Even we have studied Galileo Galilei. A lot of people, they was just studying his Ptolemaic method, what he gives to the people. Even they do not want to listen to Galileo Galilei, whatever he was saying, that Galileo Galilei is giving his scientific empirical idea, but they are rejecting. They say that Plato, great master Plato, has said this or said this. It means it has influenced even the Christian mythology, Christian religious people as well. Thomas Aquinas and something like these people, even some other Jewish people, lot of others, scientists, people, they were influenced from the philosophy of Aristotle. Aristotle even produced the concept of you could say especially syllogisms like that, the method of induction and deduction like method. He has induction method he even introduced. So in realism, especially in realism, he proves that if we remove selfishness, Plato says that it is a selfish behavior to claim this is mine or mine. He says that the selfishness is a part of human being. Selfishness is the part of a human being. If you don't have selfishness, you can't survive. So for survive, you eat. It is basically a part of nature of the human being. So one should be selfish if he or she want to survive in this. He gives a lot of examples. He even claims like that if my child, if there is a child, he does not have any name, so how can we own him? So the child, when he belongs to someone, then he will be looked after, then he will be realized. The people they belong to, they will own him. So it means that further we can give example. If my child is in the hospital or somebody is in the hospital, there will be difference for me. So human selfishness is the part of the nature according to the Aristotle's. So this way he has given a lot of difference. Whatever you see, it's a reality. Reality is in front of you, the things you are living in, the world you are living in. And if you remove the selfishness, it is a part of the human nature. So how can we remove selfishness? How can we remove possessions in the world? So this way he rejected the philosophy of the idealisms. So this is all about, we have learned about the life of Aristotle, even discussed about the idealism, we've discussed about the difference between realism and idealism, we have even discussed about the ideas behind these philosophy. Tomorrow we'll be discussing next topics, and our topic will be the tragedy, 6 elements of tragedy. So till tomorrow, have a nice time. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel, the ESL Academy. Just go to YouTube bar, type the ESL Academy by Sir Rana, subscribe, like and share with your friend. Stay blessed and have a nice time.